So this is a video that I've been meaning to make for quite a while now, but for some reason I just kept putting it off, and I think part of that has something to do with what we're going to discuss today in this video. What's up everybody, my name is ingeniousclown, and I think either MMOs are dead, MMOs are dying, or maybe I'm just too old to really care anymore. So like I just said, this is a video that I've been wanting to make for quite a while, at least like 4 months since World of Warcraft Legion finally came out. And I've played and enjoyed every single World of Warcraft expansion, and I've gotten to the level cap on at least one, I think probably 2 characters per expansion. And over each of those expansions, I've sunk quite a bit of time into them and enjoyed each of them for their own reasons. But for some reason, this time I can't get into it. I tried really hard, but it wasn't grabbing me the way that any of the others were. And I think this has been a long time coming for me. Every single time I pick up a new expansion for the World of Warcraft, I just feel it a little bit less. Every single time I pick up a new expansion, the feeling of exhaustion just shows itself more and more. Like, I'm tired of this world, I'm tired of this gameplay, I'm tired of millions of icons on my hotbar, I'm tired of trying to make my UI as perfect as it can possibly be and then never really being satisfied with it. I'm tired of having way too much information on my hands, I'm tired of all the quests that I don't really care about. I don't know, I'm just tired of it. And I don't know if it's me just being tired of MMOs in general, or me just being tired of the World of Warcraft, or if it's just today's current market of MMORPG just not really speaking to me the way that it did back in 2004 or 2006 or 2000, whenever the hell the other expansions came out. And World of Warcraft wasn't my first MMORPG either. Don't think this is going to be a video about just World of Warcraft. I just wanted to explain how I'm just not able to get into Legion in spite of being able to get into all the other ones. I'm not even at level cap on Legion, and I'm not going to get there as much as I would have liked to say that I would. But I've played so many other MMOs before WoW and after WoW. Before WoW, it was EverQuest and Dark Age of Camelot, and even before those there was a game called Nexus TK. The TK stands for the Kingdom of the Winds, which is it's a top-down 2D MMORPG with pretty archaic gameplay by today's standards. You kind of walk around on a grid, you hit spacebar to attack, you have to hit comma to pick stuff up off the ground. That was my first real MMORPG. And of course with that whole era of MMORPGs, there's also like RuneScape, and before all those is like Ultima 2, if I remember correctly. I didn't play those, but they exist. And I think there might be a lot that generation of MMORPGs has in common. And I'm gonna go ahead and include maybe the first iteration of World of Warcraft, let's call it vanilla, and maybe even the Burning Crusade on that generation. I think starting from around Wrath of the Lich King is when we started to see a bit of a shift in the way MMORPGs were created and presented to people. And it's not just the fault of the game itself. The internet is a constantly changing thing, and it grew incredibly rapidly around the time World of Warcraft came out. Websites were becoming better and better designed, data was becoming less of a mystery in general, things were being cataloged at a more rapid pace. And in a genre where your worth is defined by the very gear that you have on your back and how much gold you have in your backpack, data is important. You need to know where to get this item, where to get that item, what time of day certain things spawn, or what zone has that creature that you've been looking for. It's just anything like that. And it even goes down to like how to build your characters, what stats, what talents, what abilities to prioritize, and stuff like that. It takes away so much of the mystery of these games. Now, back in the area that I called the first generation of MMORPGs, I was in junior high, maybe early high school, and relatively speaking, I didn't really care about researching or just finding everything out. I let the mystery consume me. I would dive into these games, into these universes, and I would see Azeroth, or Norath, or whatever land Nexus TK or Dark Age of Camelot had, and I would see it as this huge, mysterious continent, this huge, mysterious world with so many things to discover, so many people I don't know, so many monsters that are scary, so many abilities that are just undreamable of somebody of my low level and low stature. And I would aspire to that. I would look at all these other people and I would look at these places that I can't go to yet, and I would work so I could get to those places. And that was something that I enjoyed. And I don't want you to think this is a video of just me saying, oh, they just don't make MMORPGs like they used to back in my day. No, it's not really about that. I mean, games have to evolve at some point or another, right? And MMOs have changed for better or worse into what they are today. But what I'm hoping to start a discussion about is not how MMOs have changed, but more wondering about why I, and perhaps you and many others, just can't really seem to get into them anymore. Whether it's World of Warcraft or the hot new MMO that's around the corner like Black Desert Online that came out recently, or I don't know, any of the others. I don't really keep up with them anymore. But why is it that I can't get into them anymore? Is it A, because I'm old and jaded and I just don't let the mystery consume me like it did back when I was in junior high? Is it because I'm old and just exhausted with the same old, or too much data, or something like that? Or maybe it's just because the worlds aren't built with quite as much mystery and intrigue as they used to be. Your hand is held, there's not much challenge anymore in many of these games. They don't want you to die. They want you to feel powerful. So as a result, there's less challenge and less engaging content. Unless you're raiding, but that's like a completely different challenge entirely. Or maybe it's just the internet having taken away so much of this mystery just by its very design of being a central repository for all of this data. It could be any combination of these. It could be one, it could be all of them. I don't know, but I think maybe it's just me having gotten old and jaded. Every single one of us has these genres where we can look back fondly on our childhood and look at a game from back then and just be like, well, they just don't make them like they used to. But is that really true or fair to the current generation of games? Like I said earlier, the games have to evolve at some point, otherwise we're just going to be stuck in the present like the cable companies want us to be. Or maybe I'm just overthinking all of this and I'm just not really in the mood for an MMORPG recently. And maybe in about 5 years I will want to play World of Warcraft again and I'll enjoy it. Who knows? But enough about me. What do you think? Are MMOs dead? Let's just not even constrain this to MMORPGs. I think this discussion can apply to pretty much any genre that you maybe once enjoyed a lot in your past, but maybe don't enjoy very much now. If you have one of those, please share in the comments below. And if you have any idea maybe why you just don't care about the genre nearly as much as you used to, share that too. I'd love to hear about it. I think it'd be really interesting to see how other people are affected by this phenomenon? I don't know if that's quite the right word either. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, thank you for watching. Please hit that like button on your way out if you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter at ingeniousclown for more awesome gaming content here in the future, and I will see you next time.